Hello whisky fans, today I'm going to be doing the Christmas Whisky Challenge. I've been invited to do this challenge by Sowleg Whisky Reviews. If you've never heard of Sowleg Whisky Reviews, you should probably go and give their channel a look. It's a couple of guys out in Denmark and they really know their stuff. They're producing some really good reviews and it's well worth a watch. Now, at the Christmas Whisky Challenge, it's not a case of seeing how much whisky you can drink on the 25th of December. It's a bit of a YouTube community interaction thing where all of the whisky tubers pick 3 whiskies that they would like to share and enjoy with the community. Now, the rules of the challenge are that one of the whiskies has to be from your home country. So myself, being from England, I could have chosen 3 Scotch whiskies, with the UK being the country of 4 countries. But I'm not going to do that because I feel like that'd be cheating a little bit. And at the end of the challenge, it's customary to invite 3 other whisky tubers to take part in the challenge as well. So I'll apologise a little bit because I've left this a little bit late, because it's a little bit touch and go as to whether I was going to get this video recorded, which I'm now recording on the 21st of December. So who I invite, I'll thoroughly understand if you don't have time to do your videos, but I'll make those recommendations at the end. And before I start, a little note to Sowleg Whisky Reviews. You very politely phrased it that you were giving your invitations to newer whisky tubers, and you don't have to worry about causing any offence there because I am very new at this. I think I've been doing this for about 6 months now, and the lock in Whisky Lock is actually partially from the fact that this whisky vlog was born out of the start of the first lockdown here in the UK. If I'm honest, I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to be doing this if it wasn't for lockdown. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all of my viewers and subscribers. At this point, I think I'm sitting around 125 subs, so as I said, this is a very new channel, very new to this, but it really does mean the world to me every time I get a new subscriber, and this also wouldn't be possible as well if it wasn't for the viewers and subscribers, because this isn't just about me, it is a community effort, and it's the community that makes these videos possible and keeps the whole thing alive. So, without further ado, let's get on with my first pick, which is actually what I have in the glass here. And you can probably see from the colour of that, as a lot of whisky tubers doing this challenge, they have picked, because it's a Christmas whisky challenge, they've picked what a lot of us see as Christmas whiskies, and that tends to be the more warming, full-bodied, spicy, often sherried whiskies, and that's exactly what I've got here. Because for my 3 picks, I've decided to pick one out of the 2 that aren't tied down by my home country, one that's available and one that's a little bit more special, which is this whisky here. It is the Kilchoman Club 9th edition. So the Kilchoman Club is a special whisky which is released to the hardcore fans of Kilchoman every year, and this year it's whisky that's been matured exclusively in a vatting of 4 Oloroso sherry hogsheads, and to me that makes this Kilchoman an absolutely phenomenal choice for any winter whisky, especially when you're trapped inside, when it's cold and miserable, which I will apologise if any of you can hear the weather outside as I'm recording this. It is an absolutely foul day here in the east of England. It's very windy, it's tipping it down with rain, and it's freezing cold, so this really is the time to be indoors, sharing some good whisky with your loved ones if you're actually able to. So the reason that I've chosen this whisky from Kilchoman as the first of my Whisky Challenge whiskies, apart from the fact that everything from Kilchoman is amazing, is that influence from the European oak and the sherry casks, because it really is a very Christmassy flavour. You've got lots of spice and fruitiness. There's a little bit of sweetness coming through from the sherry casks, but not too much. But you do get a lovely warming feeling from this whisky, probably also helped by the ABV of 56.2, which is always nice. And also, even though this whisky from Kilchoman is advertised as an unpeated whisky, which is one of the big draws for why I decided to buy it, you do get quite a lot of peatiness and medicinal qualities coming over from all of the peat trapped in the stills. And for me, that peaty medicinal quality just adds to the warming quality of the whisky and really makes this a real spirit of Christmas for me. Really is wonderful. All of those dry spiciness and fruity, nutty notes. It's really like a big, peaty, spicy Christmas pudding in a glass. Really good one. For my next pick for a Christmas whiskey, for the Christmas Whiskey Challenge, I'm going to go for something that's a bit more familiar, something else that I've reviewed very recently, and something that's a lot more available and affordable than the Kilchoman. So this is another Christmassy dram with lots of sweet fruit and chocolatey notes, lots of spice and sherry and medicinal notes in there. In a way, it's a little bit similar to the Kilchoman because it's another whiskey that has that wonderful mix of warming fruit and spice and medicinal qualities. But what can I say, that's really the sort of thing that I like, so this is going to be my second choice. What I will say about the Laphroaig Triple Wood though is, apart from the fact that it's a lot more available and a lot more affordable than the Kilchoman, I'd say that this one's also probably quite a bit more accessible. It's full of bold flavours and it's just got this beautiful balance between the sweet sherry and the spice and those medicinal notes. I think as long as you're at least slightly into your peated whiskey, I think this is one that everyone can enjoy. So for my third choice, I have to choose something from my home country, and as I said, I'm not going to stretch the definition of that and include Scotland in my home country. I'm going to go for an English whiskey. And in the past, and to be honest, up until a few weeks ago, I would have always seen myself choosing something from the English Whisky Company in Norfolk for this, because it is my home distillery, and in my opinion at least, it's one of the very best English whisky distilleries out there. But I'm actually going to choose something different this time, something that I've discovered very recently, and that is the Bimber ex-bourbon oak casks, batch number 2. So this is another one that I've reviewed very recently, because it's only just been released, and this one is a little bit different to the other two in that it's not entirely a Christmas whiskey, because there's absolutely no sherry influence in this one, but despite having no sherry, there is quite a bit of spice and quite a bit of fruitiness in this one, but the fruitiness is coming through from the spirit itself rather than the cask. But the overall quality of this whiskey from Bimber makes it very easy for me to recommend, and the fact that it's bottled at a strength of 52.2 means that it's a lovely full-bodied, characterful, flavourful whiskey, and it's just a fantastic whiskey to enjoy at Christmas or any time of the year. Lovely warming fruitiness, getting a really nice strong flavour of sweet limes on this one. So not technically a traditional Christmassy whiskey, but it's a really good whiskey and it actually goes really well having some of this after I've just had a little glass of the Kilchoman. The two go together and complement each other really well, and I'm really hoping that this will be one that I can share with friends and family and loved ones at Christmas, and if not at Christmas, hopefully very soon. So all that's left now is for me to make my invitations to other whiskey tubers to take part in the Christmas Whiskey Challenge as well. So first of all, I'm going to nominate my fellow Englishman, Vin PF at No Nonsense Whiskey. I'm going to nominate my red-bearded brother from an American mother, Kelly Sparks, and another American channel, Truths, Proofs and Firewater Reviews. Thank you for having a channel name that's so hard to say, but your channel is one that I really enjoy, and myself not being a bourbon expert, it's a channel that you should all check out. It's one that I've learned quite a lot from, and myself not being a bourbon expert, it's a channel that I've learned quite a bit from, and all three of those channels are ones that you really should check out if you have the time. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll get some replies to this challenge and we can enjoy seeing what you pick. Merry Christmas and keep safe. Cheers.